Thank you. Good evening. Thank you guys for having me out. 30 seconds isn't very long. So I'm a 32-year law enforcement veteran. Served as a state trooper, narcotics agent, and Texas Ranger. 3 years ago, thanks to a lot of people in this room, you sent me to the sheriff's office. It's been the greatest honor of my career. We're successful. I believe we're doing a good job, and we would like to stay there, and I'd like to have your help doing that. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dugan, Broomfield. I appreciate the chance to be up here. I have 30 years of experience in law enforcement. Actually, today is my 26th year with Denton County serving the public. I've worked in detention. I've worked as a mental health deputy, a DA investigator, and as of right now, I'm the assistant chief investigator for Denton County DA's office. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Murphree, what is the most important law enforcement issue facing Denton County at this time?
It's two issues that combine into one, and I'll tell you what that is. It's drugs, and you combine that with the mental health crisis that's going on in this country. And that is a huge challenge. Our jails have become one of the biggest mental health facilities in the state. And that has to change, and we have to do better. And one of the things that we are doing is I'm putting mental health professionals into the jail. MHMR is paying for one, I'm paying for one. They put a new magistrate judge in the jail. I have a courtroom there for him, so he can, some of these folks that come in on minor crimes, a lot of these people are veterans. And if we can get them the mental health they need and get them out of the system, we're going to be a lot better off. Thank you.
Sir?
Since I've worked in mental health for about 3.5 years, a lot of that is a big problem here in Denton County. I never did know there was that many mentally ill patients there was until I worked in that field for 3.5 years. Narcotics is bad. Human trafficking is bad in this whole area. What I would like to do is combat each and every one of them to the best of my ability, and I will promise that I will give you my word. I'll do the best I can on each of those. Thank you.
Mr. Broomfield, this next one is for you. Can you expand a little bit on the amount of gang and drug activity in Denton County and specifically what the Sheriff's Office is doing about it?
Well, truthfully, I had no idea because I've been working at the DA's office. I hear about it daily, that it's in the southern end of the county, Louisville, Capel, all those areas around. I'd like to have a task force that works nothing but drugs, gangs, and combat these at each and every time so we can combat those and make our county a safer place to be. Thank you.
Mr. Murphree?
Yes, drug problem in Denton County is very prolific. In the past 3 years, we've taken about $68 million worth of drugs off the street. We've seized about $5 million worth of drug dealers and money. And what we're doing is we have a criminal interdiction team. It's not a drug interdiction team, but a criminal interdiction team that are out there. We're seizing drugs off the interstates, off of 380. The gang problem is not just in the southern part of the county. Denton has it. It's in the small towns that a lot of these folks are coming out of prisons and they're gang members in prison and they're recruiting people on a daily basis in our small communities and in our schools. And what we're doing is we're going after them. We're putting these folks in jail and we're interdicting the drugs and we're following up on that and we're going further and we're making sure that they go to jail and that they pay for their crimes. Thank you.
Mr. Murphree? Describe the powers of the sheriff and how do they most benefit the citizen in protecting our constitutional rights?
Well, the power of the sheriff is a constitutional office, and the main job the sheriff has is with the county jail. And it's a very difficult process. You have a jail with over 1,700 beds. We keep about 1,200 people there. And the sheriff is the chief law enforcement officer in the county. And it's very important that you have a sheriff that steps forward and will protect your civil liberties, who is very vocal about what he will do if Washington, D.C. comes in and tries to take some of those liberties away from you. I will not stand idly by when they come in and try to take your Second Amendment rights, your right to free speech, or your religious values. It's important that you have a sheriff that's not seeking any other office except sheriff. But it's important that your sheriff, as the chief law enforcement officer, lets you know on a daily basis that he's going to stand up for your rights. He's not going to back down, and he's going to keep doing it.
Okay, Mr. Broomfield?
Well, the backbone of the sheriff's department is the jail. We have those dedicated men and women that work tirelessly every day dealing with these inmates that have nothing to lose. I too will always defend your rights to bear arms. Nobody under my watch anytime will be taking your guns away from you because I do not want them to take my guns away. I believe that the jail is the main important job because you have jailers leaving there weekly, daily, because they just can't do the job. They don't want to do the job, or they're just not built for it. It takes a special person to do this kind of a job.
Okay, Mr. Broomfield? Recently, our governor and lieutenant governor have indicated they favor expanded background checks, which create a national gun registry. Are you in favor of this position, and what consequences could this produce?
I'm in favor of all background checks. With these different mass shootings we've been having around the state, now the United States, seem like the guns are slipping into these guys' hands. You know, they don't go in a store and buy them. You know, they buy them on the street from another crook. But I believe expanding those rights to get a gun is tremendously going to help each and every one of us to make our country, our county safe. Thank you.
Mr. Murphree?
What makes the county safe and the country safe, there's good people with guns to protect themselves, protect their family. I'm totally against any kind of national registry for our firearms. I don't want the government to have a list of each and every one of us in here, or me, or how many guns I have. It's none of their business. The Second Amendment to the Constitution of the United States guarantees your right and my right to keep and bear arms. So no, I'm not in favor of a national registry of firearms because that is the first step before they take them away from you.
Okay. Mr. Murphree, recently our governor and lieutenant governor have expressed support for so-called red flag laws that would allow family members or police to confiscate firearms from someone suspected as being mentally ill. What is your position on red flag laws?
My problem with that is suspected. I think what makes red flag laws dangerous is who gets to decide what the red flag is. It takes away our due process rights. There's no court involved in that. There's no hearing involved in that. It's simply going on the word of somebody, telling somebody that this guy has a problem, and they go in and take your weapons, and that's when the confrontation between police and law-abiding citizens take place and people get hurt. So yeah, who gets to decide what a mental illness is? There's a lot of liberals out there that think if you voted for the president, you have a mental illness. And if they're in power, seriously, what's to keep them from saying this guy's mentally ill and we're going to take his weapons? So no, I do not support that.
Okay. Mr. Broomfield?
First of all, I don't believe in red flag laws. We have a statute in the Texas Health and Safety Code 573 that allows a peace officer, if someone is mentally ill and is a threat to himself or others, that they can confiscate their weapons and keep those while they're getting mentally evaluated. But this section of this Texas Health and Safety Code, it does not infringe on anybody's Second Amendment rights.
All right, Mr. Broomfield, you can just stay up. Some counties have passed resolutions designating their counties as Second Amendment sanctuary counties. In Denton County, Sheriff Murphree, you proposed an alternative, that is, a resolution that declares we are a Bill of Rights protected county. Mr. Broomfield, would you have proposed this same type of resolution, and if so, why or why not?
I believe the thing that Tracy come up with is a pretty good deal. We don't want anybody to come in and take our guns away. It was drafted brilliantly. I commend him on this, but I believe, my heart and soul, I believe, you know, he did it right there, right before primary to get those votes. I don't believe that's the right thing to do. He had 3 years to get this adopted, but he waits right here at March primary to do this.
Okay. And Mr. Murphree, could you please explain your choice to do it that way?
Absolutely. First of all, I've been an advocate of the Second Amendment since day one, since I was at the forums here 3 years ago. And I decided that it wasn't enough that we protect the Second Amendment, that our rights to free speech, our rights to due process, our religious liberties are at risk. That's why I wrote it, because I believe it with all my heart. Not to get votes, not to come out and try to impress anyone, but I thought it was important that as elected officials that we give our constituents to let them know that the oath we took are not just words. We mean it. We live by it. We're part of that. And frankly, I take offense that it would even be suggested that me standing up for your civil liberties, which I've done from day one, would be a political ploy.
Okay. What is your assessment of the current state of the Sheriff's Department in Denton County?
Your Sheriff's Office has been very successful. Like I said, we being very fiscally responsible with your tax dollars. I'm using alternative plans to offset your tax dollars. Fund seeds from drug dealers, our commissary fund in the jail, to make sure that we give you the best fiscally responsible budget you can have. We're going after the bad guys. We're having online solicitations. We've taken dozens of pedophiles and human traffickers off the street. We've taken $68 million worth of drugs, $5 million of their drug money. We are out there actively taking these people off the street. We are doing a good job. We have officers, seasoned officers from the Denton Police Department, the Louisville Police Department, the Sanger Police Department, the Texas Department of Public Safety, and the Roanoke Police Department who want to come to work for us because we're doing good.
Mr. Broomfield?
You repeat the question, please?
Yes. What is your assessment of the current state of the Sheriff's Department in Denton County?
First of all, I believe a lot of the people are leaving there each and every day because it's micromanaged by Tracy and his administration. If someone leaves to go elsewhere, he does whatever he can to try to stop them from going to work in another department. I know that for a fact because I know 2 people that he did this to. I don't believe that's right. You got to keep your integrity up. You've got to have great character, and this is not what you do. If someone wants to leave your office and go somewhere else, you don't hinder them trying to go to work for somebody else. Thank you.
I'll let you respond 1 minute, and then I'll let Mr. Broomfield respond to your response. 1 minute.
First of all, when someone leaves your office and goes somewhere else, and that other agency calls you and asks you why they left, you're honest with them. You're forthright with them. I haven't gone out and stopped anyone from getting a job. We've had a lot of people leave the sheriff's office because of greater opportunities to be able to go out and do other things. We've had a lot of people at the sheriff's office leave because they had issues. I set the standard extremely high for my officers, and everybody who works for me. You should expect that from your law enforcement. And without accountability to go along with that, what's the use of setting the bar? So yeah, it's tough to work there because we set a very high standard. But to think that I am so vindictive of someone who wants to leave the sheriff's office that I would keep them from getting another job is ludicrous. Now, I tell the truth whenever these other agencies call me. If they've left for whatever reason, we tell them. I haven't spoken to anybody personally about anybody getting another job. And because you heard it from 2 people does not make it true.
Mr. Broomfield, would you like to respond? Okay. All right, I have one more kind of question. Right now in the state of Virginia, the governor is actively making threats to take away guns from citizens. What is your current assessment, and what would you do if that happened in Texas? And Mr. Murphree, I believe you get the question first.
I will do whatever it takes to stand between you and an oppressive government coming in to take your weapons, your civil liberties, anything that you're guaranteed under the Constitution of the United States. There have been some sheriffs out in Virginia talk about deputizing people to help. I don't think I have to do that. I think there are enough pictures in this room who will stand side by side with me in order to keep that from happening. We cannot let happen here what's happening in Virginia. I'll be very vocal about it. I'll be outspoken about it. Not only will I talk about it, I'll take action. And we'll have to see what they're doing before what action we take. But I'll tell you right now, I'll do whatever it takes to keep that from happening here.
Mr. Broomfield?
Well, I too will stand up and not let anybody come and take your guns away from you. I don't believe that's right, because that's what the Second Amendment is for, to keep and bear arms. Nobody, while I'm sheriff, or if I am elected sheriff, will do this. I'll stand before you, between you, beside you, to make sure these rights are always upheld, because that's part of our United States Constitution, and I believe in that wholeheartedly, each and every day. That's what our country stands for, our rights. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Broomfield, just stay up, and we will let you do a 1-minute closing statement.
All righty. Well, first of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for inviting me here. I've been in Denton County for 26 years. I've lived in Aubrey, Texas for 14 years. I'm married to my wife, Phyllis, for 14 years. We have two children, Johnny and Sherry. Johnny, he was actually killed in Iraq on October 13th of 06. So my wife is a Gold Star mother. We are a Gold Star family. I believe that my leadership can bring the integrity back, the character back to the Sheriff's Department, because that's what I do have, is character and integrity. Because once you have your integrity taken away, there's no way to ever gain that back. And I'm talking about endorsements. I've had Kenny Lemons, Sheriff of Clay County, going on his 4th term, endorsement. The past couple of days, I've had Mark Brewer. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the integrity and character of the Sheriff's Office is strong. It's there. And to suggest otherwise is just not true. Your Sheriff's Office is successful. It's being ran successful. You have leadership there in all the parts of the Sheriff's Office who are working as a team. We have a very high standard. We hold people accountable to that standard. And like I said before, what's the use of having a standard if you're not held accountable to it? We have been aggressive in taking the criminal off the street. We've implemented programs that have been very successful. We're being very fiscally responsible. We are providing leadership. I've been endorsed by Senator Ted Cruz, Congressman Michael Burgess, Tan Parker, Pat Fallon, Ron Simmons, who was here earlier, Dr. Lynn Stuckey, and Jared Patterson. I've been the entire Commissioner's Court, including Judge Eads. And I hope that you'll let me continue to lead the Sheriff's Office. Thank you.
Candidates, thank you very much.